Okay, welcome back, everybody, to Old School Sports with Mike and the Hammah, and we have an unbelievable show for you today, and we're going to be talking about what everybody in the street is talking about, the Jalen Brown trade. I mean, not since Mookie Betts have we had this much reaction from fans around here. Hammah, let's start at the beginning. All this really began with trading for Giannis, and it didn't work out. What's your take on that? Should they have attempted to trade Brown for Giannis?
Absolutely. You wanted to change the way your team played. Brad Stevens said at the end of the year, we shoot too many three-pointers. No kidding. Anybody could look and tell you that.
Right.
So they wanted a more of a impact on the inside. And Giannis was the perfect guy. And the Celtics could have pulled the trade off, but they got scared for two reasons. One is they didn't want to trade Baylor Shireman or Hugo Gonzalez. And I'm not sure the owner wanted to take on the money. So if that's the case, then why did you even pursue him?
Right. I agree with that. I agree that you're going after Giannis, and I think it's a good move. I mean, the guy, low post-wise, there's nobody better than him in basketball right now. I mean, he's automatic. So good, go for him, but go all in. Right. So you can't go halfway, and then you're going to have pissed off feelings and all that. But I have another opinion on that later. But that's basically the reality of what happened. They stopped too short, and then they had to start over, and that's where the shit hit the fan.
They were just determined to trade him no matter what this offseason. Now, here's the thing. We had this big July 4th cookout, and we got opinions from, people on the street. And we're going to have our opinions tonight. We're not happy with it. And, we interviewed Amy, Larry the Bear, Dave, Bob, Grayson, and Nolan. And some of the clips we're going to play during the show that,
Sure.
some of the stuff, the audio didn't come out so great. We needed cameraman Mike at the cookout is what we needed, because our audio at this cookout was horrible.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I had more than one person ask me, where's Mike the cameraman? I said, I don't know. I thought
he was invited, but he was rolling with his boys down in Rhode Island, I think.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Can't stop that.
No. So let's get back onto this, okay? Let's play the first clip. And this here, everybody loves Amy, right?
Sure. How can you not love Amy?
But this first clip Mike's going to play, and when we come back, we'll discuss it.
Okay, welcome back, everybody, to Old School Sports with Mike and the Hammah. And we're at Hammah's house. This is a man on the street segment, but we're at Hammah's pond. and we got number one Red Sox fan here, Amy. But we're not talking Red Sox today, Amy. We're going to ask your opinion. What about that Jalen Brown trade? What's your opinion on it? Give us a 30-second spot.
Well, what a positive person I am. I can't say that I was thrilled about the trade, but he's no longer a Celtic, so I have to go with my team. I think it's going to be really exciting to see how they turn this around and make it work for them. Good luck, Jalen. Goodbye. You are no longer a Boston Celtic.
All right. So what do you think of that?
Okay.
I got two opinions about that.
Here's my opinion. I have one opinion, and I'm going to say it point blank. If I'm on death row, I don't want her making the decision.
She's pulling the plug.
She's an executioner. Okay, Jalen, we loved you, but you're gone.
You're dead to us now.
Good luck to you somewhere else. I'm rooting for the Celtics in the future. Done.
All right. My opinion is, and like I said, we all love Amy and
Yes.
her positive outlook. But that's what's wrong with the Celtics. That's a typical Celtics fan. You can trade maybe your first or second best player, get crap in return, a bunch of draft picks, and a guy that's over the hill, and she's okay with it. And to me, I dig deeper into it. I'm like, how did this happen? How did you piss the player off? Was the owner too cheap? Did the general manager lose his mind? I mean, did Tatum have input in this? Like, he didn't want to, Jalen Brown was almost an equal now. He wanted him out. I mean, what, did the coach? Hey, that's another thing, too. I haven't heard the coach, Mazzulla, say one damn thing after this trade was made. He's been like a church mouse. You know what I mean? He should come out and say, thanks for all your time. It was great coaching you. You played great. Where's Mazzulla? He had something to do with this, too.
Does anybody seek him out? I don't know. I haven't seen him myself.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes right there. This is
Sure.
the coach of the team.
Yeah.
This Jalen Brown played 10 years on the Celtics, and this nitwit coach can't even say great job and give him a pat on the back. He saved his ass this year. 56 wins, second in the East. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He carried that team without Tatum, and your coach doesn't even give him any credit.
I think the ownership is, I mean, he's being very disingenuous. I mean, by saying, you know, it's not about money. It's nothing about money. We're going to pay, and we want to put the best team out there. Well, you can see his nose growing at the same time he's talking there, because it is all about money. And I don't blame him. All these owners are up against all this apron crap, right?
All right, yeah.
You know, but you still have to. This is the world you're in. You chose this. You chose. They know these players make a lot of money. You know, and what happened was the Giannis thing didn't work out. I think that's where Chisholm. That's where you screwed up, because you held up. Well, we don't really know. But they could have held up even like Pritchard or, you know, I don't know, Shireman, Ugo, but they stopped short. And then and I don't blame Brad for it, because I think, like he said, he was in contact with either Brown or his agent and tell him what was going on. That yes, I have you on the block. And all that.
See, we've always said Brad Stevens is the best general manager in town. He didn't get stupid overnight. They did a press conference on Monday, which was, you know, yesterday. And he's just, I've never seen a guy stutter so much in my life. He looked like someone just like, you know, shot his dog or something. He was so depressed. He said he's had sleepless nights.
I believe him.
Yeah, he's had sleepless nights because the mandate was to trade Jalen Brown, the second best player, or even the first best player in the team. He didn't want to do it, but he's told to do it. So here's my thing with Brad Stevens, okay? We thought he was a lifer. He loves the Celtics. He's done so many great moves. He got them out from being, you know, one of the worst teams to a top team the last, you know, 7 to 10 years. He won't be here more than 2 years. He sees the direction of this team. He sees how right now his hands are tied as far as spending money and acquiring talent. Before this new owner bought the team, the Celtics had, when they won the championship, 6 of the top 50 players in the NBA. 5 of those guys have been traded.
Well, that was because the money was coming to roost, and they were well over. They were $250 million in the second apron. That wasn't going to happen for any team.
Yeah.
No team was going to carry that.
No, I know, but here's the thing, though. And Stevens, during the interview, he tried to blow smoke up everyone's ass. But he got caught. He said, you know, it's not sustainable having 2 guys making 70% of your salary cap. And then the follow-up question was, well, you got Paul George. He makes the same money as Jalen Brown. So you traded a top 5 MVP guy in the league for an old fossil, and you still have the same 70% with 2 guys. But it's 3 less years.
Right.
But still, you're in the same boat.
Well, my position, you know, my position is, you know, in all sports, it's just, see, what is it with these when they're eligible for an extension, you have to sign them that year. I don't think they should have traded Brown. They should have played Brown was on a contract for 3 more years. Let him play it out, and then get rid of him if that's what you want to do. Or at that time you can get rid of Tatum and then sign him. But no, you're disrespected, and this is not just Brown. You're disrespected any player if you don't go ahead and give me my money now. Why is that?
That's just the way the business is. You know what I mean? It's all it is.
But you just said it's a business, and they know it's a business. I mean, they're corporation within corporations. They make $57 million a year, and that extension would have given them 70 per.
Right.
So I could see the hesitancy. You know, I mean, you got to be. I mean, a general manager's job. I mean, Auerbach's job, yeah, it was hard. I mean, he did everything but sell tickets, right? But he didn't have to deal with all this crap. He basically tried to put the best players on the team, and that's all he had to do. The general manager now, he's got to handle all this money and where the money's going to get rid of him to sign him and all that.
Yeah.
So I disagree. I think Brad Stevens is going to be here. I think he's going to find a way. He is the smartest player in the room.
Well, here's the 2 things I got to say. Is Brad Stevens at the end of the year when the Celtics lost in the playoffs said, we have to get to the hoop more. And Jalen Brown went to the hoop last year. He doesn't shoot threes like all these other idiots on the team. He takes mid-range shots more than anybody and goes to the hoop. And
yes, he does.
So Paul George shoots more 3-pointers than Jalen Brown. So so they changed their philosophy at the end of the season. We want to have a team that goes more inside. That's why they wanted Giannis. But what are they doing now? They get Paul George, who's going to bomb even more threes. So somewhere Missoula's like, I'm going to continue to play my dumbass brand of basketball. And the other thing too, they asked Brad Stevens during the thing, do you ever miss coaching? And he's like, I did this week.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because that's what I think he's going to do. He's going to be gone because he's not going to put up with this new owner.
No, he's going to stay where he's at. You'll see. Because this is his forte. Yes. Was he a good coach? Yes. But he's a better general manager. He's a great general manager. He's gonna be there.
Well,
Watch.
you know, Mike, cameraman Mike, I want you to save this clip because you're going to have egg on your face within 2 years because nobody is going to put up with this. You can't do your job, effectively anymore ever since the new owner came in. Now, Mike, can you I don't know if you can throw up the clip that we sent of Chisholm in the press conference or the statement that he made. But either one, throw something up because this guy's full of crap. I mean, did you hear that, Chisholm?
Yeah.
Do you believe anything he just said about, you know?
I told you he was being disingenuous.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it is about the money. I don't care what he says, but see, it's about the money with all owners, unless you're some crazy owner like the owner of the Mets or something that has $8 zillion.
Dodgers.
The Dodgers
Mets.
too, but the Dodgers that's deferred money. We don't get into that.
Right.
But getting back to George, he's very similar actually to Brown. I mean, he shoots threes, but he has a mid-range game. The biggest thing with him is they're not going to sign him to the next thing. He's eligible for extension the following year, just like Tatum. But they're going to get rid of him. That's the key. They know they can.
He's here for 2 more years, though.
I don't.
George, because the Celtics have George on the team next year,
Yeah.
and then he has a player option the following year. And you don't think he's picking up the $57 million player option? This is ranked one of the 3 worst contracts in the NBA. And thank you. Philadelphia's like, we get Jalen Brown and we get to get rid of this crappy contract? Oh my God, they hit the lottery.
Right. So there's your answer right there. Why they traded him to Philly? Because they're saying, well, why Philly? They're your arch rival and everything. He said, well, that was the best deal he could get. And it looks like you go, boy, that's a bunch of crap. But you kind of look at it and you say, well, maybe it was. Who wants to take on the Browns contract, especially since he's eligible for the extension? So they kind of had to get somebody that's going to swap money for now. And they just were able to do that because Paul George kind of matched. It was $3 million less, but it was a lot shorter deal. George's 2 years were, in essence, Browns would be 5.
All right. Hey, Mike, can you put a Larry the Bear clip up now?
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Old School Sports with Mike and the Hammah. And we happen to be, this is a segment of Man on the Street, but we happen to be at Hammah's house, and he's got a pond behind him. And this is the first, folks, because we've always been wanting Larry the Bear to come on the show, and we lassoed him, maybe because he had a couple of beers. But
No beers.
No beers
No
for
beers.
Larry. No beers for Larry.
No beers.
But what we want to talk about, I know you're a hockey guy. Right?
I am a hockey,
but
yes,
the
I
big
am.
news of the town is Jalen Brown. I know you must have an opinion. What's going?
I-
What do you think of the trade?
Absolutely, I think it's horrible. I think the Celtics got jobbed basically. I mean, Paul George is 36 years old. I don't think he can help them. I mean, first and second round picks. It's not that big a deal.
I was just going to say they got picks.
They got first and second rounders, but there's no guarantee these guys are going to work out.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think the Celtics got jobbed.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, here's the thing. We got Larry the Bear, and he said the Celtics got jobbed.
Yeah.
They didn't get jobbed. They did it to themselves. When you get jobbed, it means you got screwed. They're the ones that accepted the trade. They didn't have to accept the trade, so they didn't get jobbed. They're just fools.
I'm just happy we got him on the show finally.
Oh, my gosh. You know what it took to get Larry the Bear on the show? He was going to sue us a few weeks ago, but you know what? Because we put likeness of him on the show without asking at that wedding. But you know what it took? One of these mugs. One of these beautiful Yetis.
Yeah.
That's all it took.
Rhonda from Seattle.
Yeah. So the beer can be bought.
It's obvious, isn't it?
But let's go what he said. He says I got jobbed. What do you think? I mean, I just think that they just made a bad move.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate.
Desperate.
It's an unfortunate situation, but it is all about money, you know. And Brown wanted to be the number one. He got a taste of it, right?
Yeah.
He wanted to be the number one. But the ironic thing about it is he's going to a team. He's definitely just a 2. He might be a 3. You got Embiid, and Maxey might be the 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this Edgecombe kid is on the rise. Wouldn't you felt a lot better if they had got Maxey or Edgecombe?
Oh, I feel a whole lot better instead of a 36-year-old broken down player that got suspended for PEDs last year.
But that broken down player had that salary they needed to get out
Right.
from under. These other guys, I mean, right now they said Maxey's at $40 million and Edgecombe's at a rookie deal.
Yeah.
So it had to come down to the contract. That's what I was saying earlier about these GMs. It's not just players that they're jockeying. They're jockeying their contracts and how it's going to fit.
Exactly, and that's the thing. That's why it all comes down to ownership. By trading Brown, you save 3 years and $185 million. okay? And this new owner, right? The mandate here is to win. This is the best way for us to win.
Yeah.
For trading Jalen Brown, a top 5 player.
right.
Yeah, that's the best way to win. So if you believe that, right, and then, like I said, they had 6 of the top 50 players a couple of years ago, and now, Horford's gone, Porzingis and Holiday and Cornette and Brown. And how about Simons last year? The guy was 14 points off the bench. You probably could have used that in the playoffs. So they traded him at the deadline to save money to get under the second apron.
Yeah.
And they picked up that Nikola Vukovic who blows just to save money. And he averaged 6 points a game. That's probably one of the reasons why you lost to Philadelphia, because at the trade deadline, you were still counting pennies and saving nickels, and you made a stupid trade which took an impact player off the bench, off your team, to some bum that couldn't even play in Game 7 of the conference.
And that impact guy, right?
Yeah.
Where did he end up?
Well, he got hurt.
No, right now. Where is he?
He's on Philadelphia.
He's on Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And he's a guy off the bench. He's kind of like, remember the microwave, Vinnie Johnson?
Vinnie Johnson.
That's what he does. So I'm in agreement there. That was a bad move. But Vukovic was, Vukovic, when you watch him for the Chicago Bulls, he was a Celtic killer. I don't know what happened to him. Did he lose 40 pounds? He looked as skinny as me out there.
Yeah.
I mean, Embiid was just going to town on him.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's. I want to play another clip now, because as we're moving through this here. Hey, Mike, throw up Nolan's clip. All right, here we are with Nolan, Old School Sports. What do you think about that Jalen Brown trade?
I do not think it was a good trade at all. It was really just like, I don't think they would have got rid of him if Tatum wouldn't have gotten mad or anything.
I agree with you. I agree with him. I think it was Jason Tatum. He was behind this whole thing. Brown played really well this year, and he was jealous. So he wanted Brown gone because he thought he was going to lose control of the team. That is the smartest answer I've heard from anyone today. Anything else? How do you think they're going to do next year?
I don't think they're going to do any better than they did this year.
They're going to agree again. I don't even think they're going to win 50 games, and I think they might miss the playoffs. So thanks for watching. All right. There's a young Celtics fan.
Yep.
And first thing he said, he blames Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
And I thought that's pretty good insight, because think about it. Tatum's out all year, okay, and the team's excelling, playing way over expectations, playing an exciting brand of ball, more than when Tatum plays. Tatum comes back and they end up going into the shit and they get bounced out in the first round of the playoffs.
So let's stop right there. So they got bounced because Tatum came back. If Tatum didn't come back, would they have beat Philly?
If he didn't come back, I bet they would have. And here's why. If you look, let's go. Mike's losing his mind and the thing. Yeah. But here's the thing. If you look at analytics, right, the Celtics' offense was more efficient without Tatum. Their defense was better without Tatum. All the numbers were better without him. And he came back, and the offense grinded to a halt, and they morphed back into this dumb three-point team, where during the season, they weren't launching them. They had the most three-pointers, right, averaging in the league once Tatum came back. Because once again, we're jacking up crap. He doesn't even play Game 7. He wimped out Game 7.
That was a team decision.
I don't care. Larry Bird would have played.
Well,
Larry Bird got a concussion against Indiana in Game 7, pushed all the coaches out of the way, and ran back on the floor. And Tatum was there with Deuce, discussing birthday plans.
Larry Tatum. Larry Bird.
Yeah, that's a joke.
He didn't have a torn Achilles either, okay?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah. I just know this is a dumbass trade, in my opinion, because they were the favorites next year to go to the NBA's finals before the trade. And then you got Chisholm saying this makes us better by making this stupid move. No, so they went from the first, the Eastern Conference #1 favorite to go to the finals to being like 4th now. It's terrible.
They should have just kept Brown and said, too bad, you're not getting your extension. Play out your contract. Right? It's a business. So if those two, maybe they got rid of the wrong J, but by keeping both of them, you are a powerful team no matter what. And they got the additions of what's his name, Robinson there, right? And he's the best rebounder in basketball supposedly.
Yeah. Right.
They got this kid Conley as a point guard, so Brown and Tatum can't take the ball up.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's true. But to me, it all goes back to Tatum. He's been entitled his whole life, okay? And here's the thing. He got the coach he wanted. Right? When Ndoka got fired, right? How many coaches on the Celtics staff quit because they hired Mazzulla, because he cut the line, because him and Tatum are tight? Okay?
Brad Stevens loves Mazzulla.
Who was Tatum's favorite player growing up? Paul George. So now he's on the Celtics.
No, wait,
There's a shocker.
Whoa. We're just hearing this now. That's Johnny-come-lately stuff.
Yeah.
It's Kobe Bryant was his favorite player.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he's not playing.
No, I understand. He's
So
gone,
Paul George.
He's gone to heaven.
Yeah. So Paul George is, a childhood item. He gets him on the team. He gets his coach, right? He gets Brown traded. This guy, right? Everything that happens is all on Tatum now. And you know what? He'll be the first one to wash his hands when the team stinks next year and says, not me, not me, because he can't take accountability. Hey, who's the guy in the NBA Finals, right, that when, what's his face on Dallas were going off?
Luka.
Luka's going off. What does Jalen Brown say? I'll guard him. And the Celtics win the series in 5. And Brown is, the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals and the NBA Finals. Where's Tatum? He doesn't have the guts to step up and make teams better. Larry Bird, everybody around him would get better. Nobody gets better around Tatum because he takes the ball like a dumbass, dribbles it 100 times, right? And then with 3 seconds left, passes it to someone who has to hurry up a shot. And then at the end of every quarter, Tatum, that dribble, stupid shit, 3-pointers, and misses it all the time. He's horrible. They traded the wrong guy.
Brown does the same thing, except he dribbles it off his foot. So let's not even bring Larry Bird into the conversation with those two. Larry Bird is way better than either one of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And where was Tatum, though, the last few weeks when they're talking about, they're tight. He's my running mate. We've been together for 9-10 years. Where's Tatum? Shouldn't he have said, Brown, I support Brown?
Is his obligation to do that?
Yeah.
So,
hey, this show here, right?
Yeah.
If cameraman Mike, right, if the upper level people here at the studio said, we want to get rid of Mike, you don't think I'd stand up for you?
You better.
Damn right I would. I'd say, I ain't doing the show if he gets traded.
You might have to go in the second. You might have to go in the second apron.
They're going to trade you to C-SPAN. I'm not letting them do it.
You might have to go in the second apron.
So I'm just saying, I would at least come out and said,
Mm-hmm.
we've had success together. I think that Jalen should stay, and he doesn't even say anything.
Do you think they think they're being honest when when Brad Stevens says that was the best offer? Was that the best offer they got?
Well, you would have to be, because you would never trade him in your own division.
Right.
I mean, how stupid is that? That's like trading with the Yankees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
And he did say yesterday in the press conference, if we had the same offer, some team in the West, we would have took that. But you know what? I think that Brad Stevens is too nice, too. It's like when you're buying a car. You don't take the first offer. You know what I mean? There's some haggling back and forth. And there was a couple teams that said, well, we kind of threw a crappy offer, but we would have done better than that. Well, he's just too nice of a guy.
Let's face it. After they blew the deal, with the Greek Freak, they were limited in their options. Teams were just sitting back saying, okay, I'm going to get 40 cents on the dollar, no problem here.
Yeah.
Because now Brown's pissed off and he's like poison to them, and they got to do something. So all the other teams basically in the driver's seat. But it's the contract they didn't want, and his extension was up, and they would have had to have agreed on a trade. They had to agreed that they were going to do his extension. So that's why most teams didn't want him. It all comes back to the money. The money.
Right. Yeah, it does. Hey, Mike, play that. Hopefully the audio's good here. We've had trouble with this one. Play Dave's clip.
Sports with Mike and the Hammer, and this is an interview with a man on the street, but in this case it's at Tom's house. He's having a cookout in his backyard, and we're going to ask people. I got Dave right here. He's been on our show before. He's a veteran. Dave, the big news of the day is Jalen Brown. What do you think of the trade?
I was very surprised.
Speak up.
I was very surprised by it, and I think Brad rushed into making one after he lost the Giannis deal. So he's thinking, oh well, I tried to get rid of Jalen the first time, it didn't work. Now he doesn't. He's mad at me, so I got to do something else, and I'm going to get rid of him. And I think he just took the next best thing that he thought was a good offer. But I think it's terrible. I think Paul George is 10 years past his prime. He gets hurt a lot. He's hardly ever on the court, and he's never won in playoff season. So it would have been nice to see Tatum and Brown have one more year together, see if they can make one more run with it, and just build around them.
There you go. That's from the man in the street. You think one last thing? You think management, ownership had a play in this?
Well, I think they probably are pulling the strings right now. Private equity owners are a little bit different from the average owners too. I mean, they're not really sports fans. It's strictly bottom line, and this is the guy I want, and I'm just the guy I don't want. And Jalen Brown did speak up a couple of times, kind of complaining to this and that. But I thought he was a great player, and I would have liked to see it.
There it is. That's an opinion from a man on the street. Right? Thank you, Dave.
I mean, there's a Celtics fan. He's not happy. Right. We haven't heard all these people we've interviewed. Haven't had one person that has anything positive to say about this trade.
Well, wait a minute. We're leading the witness here. How can anybody be? I mean, even if it was Tatum and not Brown, even either one of them going, I mean, they're both top 15 players in the league. So why would anybody be happy about losing them? It's the money, not necessarily the player. So it's a loaded question.
Yeah, but don't you want to know what the real truth is?
Why
did you trade him? Because you know what? You could have waited, like you said.
Yeah.
All right, wait till the trade deadline. Wait till the season starts and some team, has a player that gets hurt. Then you trade him.
It's kind of like football. It's like Gonzo, right? Now he's eligible for his extension. They have to give him his extension, or they're afraid he's going to lay down and not play and be all hurt and everything. That's the same thing with Brown now. They're afraid that, okay, if we do that, he's just going to lay down. He's not going to play for us. Bullshit. He's going to play for you because he's got $58 million reasons why, and he wants to keep his stats up. It's all about ego, right?
Yeah.
He wants to make the All-Star team. He's going to play. It's a business.
Yeah.
They should have kept him together, and they don't have to. Look at Brown and Tatum have never been lovey-dovey together, but hey, they coexisted. They won a championship a couple of years ago. Keep them together. Forget about the failings, and he's going to be hurt, and he just won't play for us. Bull.
Yeah, I mean, you won the championship in 2024, 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And how many guys are left from that team? Couple?
Not many, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, you gutted the whole team, and that's ownership. And this is where I go back to Wick Grossbeck. When his father, who we never even know owned the Celtics, we thought Wick did, but he didn't.
Right.
He was just the public figure, and he made it sound like he owned the team. When they were mandated to sell the Celtics, Pagaluka, who was, they were partners, wanted to buy the team. And Wick did the Celtics and all their fans dirty by selling them to Chisholm, and an equity guy who likes flipping properties and companies and assets. And this is what you got. This guy is going to build this up. Rip it down first. Yeah. So you can make every little penny you can out of it, and then he's going to sell it for even more money in less than 10 years. And it's going to be a terrible 10 years because you're going to waste the rest of Jason Tatum's career, right, before he goes to LA or wherever he ends up playing after he leaves here. And it's going to be you had the team when you bought it. You had the players. You had a championship team you bought, and you cut it down to nothing.
Well, that's why even more reason they got to keep Brad Stevens to keep it together. Somehow find a way to piece all this together. Get the glue out and hold them together. And I don't have any confidence. If they get rid of Brad Stevens, then I'd be in your camp and saying that we're doomed. We're not doomed. I mean, all teams are facing this, Yeah. And they're saying stuff like the draft picks. Who knows,
Well, they're suspects, right?
Yeah.
Is that we always say draft picks are?
They're suspects,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and let's play the sound Bob Strand cut real quick, because here's a guy that bleeds Celtics green.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I hope, like I said, the audio is stunk. Next big bash, Hammah and Mike's coming to do it. But let's play Bob Strand's clip.
I got Bob Strand here. He knows his stuff. First question I got, what about the Jalen Brown trade? What do you think?
I still haven't comprehended what the thought process was. Brad Stevens has been an excellent general manager up to this point in time, dealing with what he had. You keep the players together, you drafted. We get rules in this league. Kind of hurt the teams that draft well. And then it's almost impossible to keep your players. I know money is an issue with the new ownership, And I think he was pushed by New England. So I give Brad a little bit of a pass on that. If this is the last move, I'm going to have to be a little more, come a little bit harder down on draft. I assume there's going to be another move. I'd like to see another move made with maybe New Orleans, somebody like that, getting a shooter. Murphy would be a great pickup if we could hold on to a couple of draft picks. That's the move I'd make. Even Zion, I'd be happy to cheer for Zion. I don't want to cheer for Paul George. I'll cheer when he leaves town, not when he comes to town.
Let's hope he's renting, not buying.
He's got to rent. Paul, please rent week to week, not month to month. Thank you.
There it is. Man the street, Bob Strand. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
I mean, Bob kind of dug into it. He was saying, you know, he made a lot of sense there.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. I mean, nobody's going to be happy with trading a top 15 player. You know, I mean, that's what they shouldn't have done it. That's my position on it. You know. Now let's talk a little bit about LeBron James. I mean, his name's been floating out there. I don't think he's coming to the Celtics, but where do you think he's going? You think he could go to Golden State? He'd go to the Heat.
Yeah.
Golden State. I don't know.
Well, he's not going to go to Philadelphia, I'll tell you that, and that's because him and Brown don't get along.
Well, and you know why? Remember they caught Brown didn't know Brown's at like an exhibition game or something, and Bronny was playing, LeBron James' son, and he's like, he's not an NBA player, which he was just speaking the truth. But it really pissed LeBron off, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And maybe that holds some weight, maybe it doesn't. But you might be right about that. He's not. They wouldn't put them together.
Yeah. No, not at all. He's not.
But the
going
biggest
there.
reason is he would not take. He's going to have to take a concession and pay.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
He wants to keep playing. But he's going to chase a championship now. So, you know, he could go to Miami. But even with the Greek freak there, they're not championship ready.
Well, they got Bam, too. So that's a nice front line.
Yeah, it is. But, you know.
Yeah. He's better off going to Philly if you think about it.
Oh, he would be.
But there's only one ball.
That's right. And then,
How many people can...
Embiid and Brown and Edgecombe and Maxey. And
oh, my God.
Talk about an all-star team.
Yeah, that is an all-star team. But can they afford it? Because they were saying that, I mean, obviously, he's got to be making like the $55, $60 million, right?
Yeah.
They're saying, well, he might take like 10, 12 million. No way in the world.
No way he's not doing that.
He might take like half. I mean, he's got to be close to be a billionaire by now. I mean, his salary in the NBA is probably insignificant compared to all this other stuff.
Yeah, because there's all the other endorsements and this and that, so it doesn't matter. So let's try to get this last cut up. This is our young Celtics fan, Grayson.
Okay, and we're back, and this is a man on the street interview, and we got Grayson here, and he's going to give us an opinion of the Jalen Brown trade. Grayson, you're nice and loud. Tell me what you thought of it. Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
I thought it was like so bad. I thought they were fine. Jalen Brown helped the Celtics when Tatum. It was so good.
Would you rather have Tatum traded? Or would you rather have Brown than Tatum?
I'd rather have Tatum than traded.
Oh, you would? Okay. What if they could have got Giannis? Would you involved in that?
Yeah.
Okay. Not the way they did it. How about Paul George? What do you think of him? When they got the trade. Didn't cut it for you? So thumbs down on the trade? Okay. All right, that's Grayson, the man on the street. Thank you.
Okay, so there, like I said, we had 6 opinions, and all of them were pretty down on the Celtics and the trade and this and that. But here's the bottom line, and this is how I look at it. This is why I blame a lot on Tatum, even though, Brad Stevens said, oh, I didn't talk about it at all. But think about Drake May, right? He got Joe Milton traded to Dallas because he didn't want the competition, because Drake May thought he was going to. He had that because Joe Milton had that really good game against Buffalo, last game of the season. Now Joe Milton all of a sudden doesn't want to be the backup to Drake May.
That was an exhibition game.
Yeah, but
right.
So he traded him.
Sure.
How about Brady and Garoppolo? Brady didn't like the competition there either. And that's why I say Tatum got Brown traded. He doesn't want the competition. That's all I got to say about that.
They won a championship together, so that just defuncted that. Right?
Oh, I don't know about that. But I just want to talk about Jalen Brown just for a minute as we kind of, do you have any more thoughts on the trade?
No, I want to hear your thoughts on Jalen Brown. I mean,
I love Jalen Brown. I mean, who had the heart? Who had the hustle? Like I said, 2024 MVP of the finals and the conference finals, right? He wanted to guard Luka. We talked about this stuff, right?
Yeah.
He carried the team to a 56-26 record, second in the East. Who would have thought that? We were thinking they were a 500 team.
I
And talk
definitely
about
was.
totally blowing that out of the water. They won 16 more games than we thought they'd win. You know? What a great charity guy in the inner city in Boston.
Yep.
He did so much in this area.
Yeah.
And I just feel bad for the kids.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You have to meet Jalen Brown, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Boston, all these, these soup kitchens, going to the homeless areas, I don't see Tatum doing any of that. And if he does,
he does.
it's certainly
He
not
does.
publicized like Jalen Brown
Well,
was.
sometimes these guys, they make sure it's publicized too. So I don't know. You're making Jalen.
Well, now you sound like Amy trashing Jalen on the way out.
Well, no. You're acting like you're acting like Tatum's this evil person or something. He's a good guy. He's mild mannered and everything. But he's
a diva.
He's a what? Brown's not a diva? What? Come on, listen to yourself. They're both divas. That's just the way it is. But I think they're both equally talented. I think you're right in that Brown has a more of a killer instinct.
Yes.
But you cannot say that Tatum's not a great player. He's not as good as he thinks he is.
Yeah.
But
Arguably, I'm the best player in the world, he
Sure.
once said.
Right.
Who says that?
Yeah, but who also says with Brown, right? He wants to be the number one guy. And he went to a team that he's probably the second or third player.
Yeah.
But it's like that way with all these guys. It's like it started off with Russell and Chamberlain. Chamberlain made $100,000, and Russell says it was time for his next contract. I want $100,000. Chamberlain's got $100,000. I want $100,000 and one.
Yeah, he
right?
deserved it.
Yeah. So that's with these guys. It's kind of like it's all ego. It all comes back to that ego and money, you know. But don't make out Tatum to be the evil one here. He's a good guy. He's a great player. If he had got traded and kept Brown, it's the same. To me, it's the same thing. They're not that dissimilar as far as talent, if you think about it. Right?
I still say we traded the wrong guy, but I'm ready to move on.
Go ahead,
I'm
move on.
turning the page, Mike.
All
and
right.
you know what? I can't believe it. I should have had this on. Mike, I should have had my negative finger out the whole show. Because you know what? I'm telling you right now, this was a negative episode.
Let me say one more thing before you get to your point. Okay.
Yeah.
As the team is constituted right now, right, I think they're going to win more games than they did last year.
Oh, my gosh.
Because think about it. Tatum was out pretty much the whole year, right? They won 56 games. Now you're just swapping Brown out, right? But they gained, well, they did, right?
Yeah, they did. No, I know. I'm listening.
Yeah.
I mean, I know my face is saying you're
All
out
right.
of your mind, but I'm listening.
So they do have an addition in Paul George.
Yes.
They get Mitchell Robinson. They got Mike Conley.
Oh.
They got Ugo and Pritchard and Simon and everything getting better every year. I can't see why they can't have at least the same record or better.
You know what kills me, Mike, is here I am trying to be healthy and this and that, and every time we disagree like this, we bet a lunch. And I can't eat this many lunches because there's no way they don't have the same killer instinct without Brown. Tatum's too passive. The team will not play as well, even though they might have more talent. Because last year, I mean, you're taking out Tatum and Brown and you won 56 games. Now you're taking out Brown and you get Tatum, and I don't think you get the same results, even though there's better players around them. So that sounds like another lunch. I want that to steak dinner. I don't even want a breakfast because that's bigger than that.
But you just made my point. He does have better surrounding players.
He does.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now I want to talk about real quick because it really can't talk about this much. Let's talk about the World Cup.
Yeah, wind this up, will ya?
USA, they got what a mismatch against Belgium last night. Oh my gosh, they got their butts kicked 4-1.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that close. I mean, the first 5 minutes, the USA couldn't even get over, what do they call it? Center ice, center court,
that's
center whatever.
Yeah, center field. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So they couldn't even. It was a total abomination.
That's
they got
like
killed.
losing 40-12 in football.
Yeah, it was a disaster. But hey, we still got a competition going on, just so you know. The contest for the Yeti Old School Sports mug, all right? So you have to email to oldschoolsportsma@gmail.com, pick the winner, and the total goals scored in the championship game, and you could win this beauty, okay?
Nice.
So there you go.
All
and it's only like we'll extend the competition another week. I mean, Argentina just pulled a miracle off. They scored 3 goals in 10 minutes to beat
Egypt.
Egypt.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So you picked me at my house, right? What time is it? It's almost 3. You picked me up a little over an hour ago, right? I left my house. He was winning 2-0. I think there was like 70 in the 73rd or 75th minute. So I'm thinking, oh, that game's over. Then you come back from the bathroom, you're looking at your phone.
3-2.
3-2.
Who would have thought?
I mean, that's
amazing.
That's amazing. That's a huge comeback in
Absolutely. With all the pressure on you
football.
too.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, all right. Should I do a what's bugging Hammah?
I thought you already did. The whole show was all Bugging Hammah.
No, this is even better. All right. I want to talk about mismatched marriages. All right. We had Lady Di and Prince Charles. I mean, that was a shocker. 1981.
Yeah, that was a shocker.
Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett, 1993. What was she thinking?
Good for Lyle, huh?
My God, she needs, what was that?
All right.
But the biggest one just happened over the last weekend. Taylor Swift and that big hairy ape, Travis Kelsey, a Neanderthal, a gorilla, where his knuckles drag on the ground. And he's marrying Taylor Swift, who is like put together like perfectly. You know what I'm saying? How is this even a match?
Right.
I just cannot, I don't understand it.
Well,
opposite attracts, right, Mike?
Well, I look at it like this. You know, we talk about all these guys' egos.
Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson. I just thought of that one.
oh
How about
my
that
God.
one? That one was pretty crazy too.
That's crazy.
All
That's
right,
crazy.
sorry, French fry.
No, that's all right. That's all right. It's just that we talk about all these players, these guys that all these egos. I don't think there's a big ego in the world in Taylor Swift. I mean, she is so business minded. She made a business decision to get married. I really believe that. And she controlled it, and she put it into Madison Square Garden, and she made it where nobody could film it and all that. It was more important for her to make this a business out of it and make money out of it than actually get married. That's my take on her. I think, look at, she's a business person first and foremost, and entertainer second. There you go.
But I mean, freaking Kelsey was a non-entity in the world, you know.
Right.
And then he dates her, and everyone thought it was like a big farce at first.
Wait a minute, let me ask you a question. So, because he's kind of a nobody, right, in the big picture, right? So you're saying she shouldn't have. You have a problem with that?
I'm just saying it just doesn't make sense.
It makes sense to me because if you think of the ego, if she marries somebody like, I don't know, name somebody really famous, I don't know, Leonardo DiCaprio or something, right?
Yeah. No, she's too old for him.
She's too old for that's right. But of his fame, right?
Yeah.
Then it's not going to work because she has to be to be the big star.
Yeah.
Right?
He has to be her puppet.
That's right.
And now that he's retiring from football, she's going to just be able to lead him around and.
Yeah, exactly right.
Wow,
Yeah.
I don't know, but whatever.
Well, she's got a lot of billion reasons why he wants to marry her. So.
Well, I'm just saying, like his whole everything. Talk about your brand. I mean, when he started dating her, how many more hits did he get? How many more follows did he get? And he became like very famous person now.
Yeah.
You know,
Mr. Taylor Swift.
He's better be careful though, because they can all turn on him. If something goes bad with Taylor, all those Swifties, they're very vengeful.
Ooh.
So
He's playing one more year? Did he
one more year?
He announced it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so that's all I got there.
That's good.
You got anything?
No, that's good. That was good. That was
Well,
good.
hope you
I
enjoyed
feel
the
better.
show this week. We tried to filter in, like I said, some comments from the street. Hopefully the audio is good. I mean, Mike's going to do what he can with it, and but it was good to get other opinions. So we're not just out on our island. Everybody's in the same boat, and everybody's disappointed.
It's a tough subject, you know, but we all have our opinions, and it's an emotional subject.
Yeah. So next week we're going to talk about baseball. The Red Sox actually had a pretty good weekend. They beat Anaheim 3 straight, so maybe they're turning it around. The All-Star break's coming up soon. The Russians are back in the Olympics. That got said today, where they got bounced out because of the Ukraine war and stuff. But for some reason, they're letting them back in 2 years into the Olympics. We'll dig into that a little more. And whatever else pops up. If the Celtics do anything else stupid. So, so that's all I got.
Go Celts!
If you like the show, give it a like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.